much for that. So I think we would shift our attention into our main topic for this week, which is the Genius Act. So first, let's say in a minute or like in a minute or two, first, what is this Genius Act? What is it about? And why did even Congress target payment of these stablecoins first rather than these broader crypto market?
Okay. So the Genius Act, okay. Genius is just an acronym, okay,
Mhm.
for the guiding and establishing a national innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act.
Okay.
So it's just an acronym.
Mhm.
So Genius is just an acronym for that.
Mhm.
So it's specifically, it is a legal framework, okay, to guide the issuance of stablecoins,
Mhm.
uh, specifically for permitted payment stablecoins issuers. It will tell you who can issue it, means that you need to be licensed to be able to issue it.
Okay.
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 Yeah. Yeah. So you remember that, to give you a background about, crypto, nobody regulates on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, nobody controls it. All
Mhm.
right. Bitcoin is controlled by the laws of mathematics, okay, and
Okay.
computer science. No one controls it. And that is why everyone accepts it. That is why China, Russia, everybody accepts it. They might regulate it in some way or say things about it, but the citizens of the world, everyone takes it.
Mhm.
Unlike the fiat currencies like the
Yeah.
US dollar or the British pound that are issued by um,
Federal Reserve.
you know, sovereign states. Okay,
Yeah.
so um, it is unregulated, and that is why adoption was a bit difficult because nations couldn't allow publicly tell them that, oh, you can invest in this. Even Ghana
Mhm.
was the same. They couldn't say that. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, because even the definition of digital assets, it is not in our law books. So that is why for every country, before you even allow it, you have to go, there has to be an act of parliament. So US, you got to go through Congress.
Yeah, Congress.
Okay.
Mm.
US has got different states. New York has got their own regime for that. If you go
Yeah.
to, uh, the other states, they have their own regime. It's a bit
Mm.
fragmented. Okay.
Okay.
But so uh, the Genius Act basically establishes a framework uh, for that. And I don't know whether I should go back and then, or you prompt me as to describe what a stable coin is,
Yeah, yeah.
or
So yeah,
if
because
it's
the stable coins is also in the Genius Act. So briefly, what is it?
no, Wally, stable coin, Genius Act was for stable coins, not just is
Mm.
in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it was made for stable coins.
Okay. Okay.
The whole act. So that's why I said it's an acronym for the guiding and establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act. So the S in the Genius is stablecoin.
Okay. So even the act is for stable coins.
Yeah. So what I'm saying,
Okay.
the word genius, the S in the Genius is
Mm-hmm.
stablecoin.
Okay.
It's means stable, yeah. So it's specifically for stablecoin.
Okay. Okay. I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is not an act for, let's say, digital assets and stablecoin is a part of it. It is an act for stablecoins. And
Okay.
I will tell you why later. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's another act. There were two acts. One
Mm-hmm.
has passed. That's a Genius Act.
Yeah.
One is called the Digital Asset Market Structure, Market Clarity Law.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think, it's passed through Congress and it's the Senate or something. Mind you, the Genius Act for stablecoin was a bipartisan, act. I mean, it means that both houses. It
But
wasn't
yeah.
just Trump, So people, yeah, Trump is the one, and the Republicans were pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Democrats also realized that it is of national interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's
Mm-hmm.
why Trump did not have to go via, an executive order. He
Yeah. Okay.
knew that the Democrats also are for it.
Mm.
And I'll tell you why later along the line. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
So the Genius Act is just for stablecoins. And so next will be the market structure, which tells you So the Genius Act is for those a legal framework to issue stablecoins.
Stablecoins.
And then they want to establish the market structure that allows the whole digital assets to be able to operate. Because up until now, we had a legacy system that is the financial markets, okay, that are analog, that is whatever. So they need to properly structure these things into law that allows, digital assets to also perform market functions in a legal way. Okay. So that is also following.
Okay. So in simple terms, what is stablecoin?
Okay. All right. In simple terms, a stable coin is basically uh, tokenized money. Let me roll back again. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Um, so we know about Bitcoin or the
Mm.
crypto,
Yeah.
okay, that the Bitcoin and cryptos, which operate on a blockchain, they are digital native currencies. Means that they don't have a physical form.
Okay.
They begin their life and end on the internet. Okay.
Mm.
So, for example, okay, we want to send monies across, borders, or even in Ghana, we do Momo. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I can send from my phone to your phone or whatever. Okay. But it's still a physical money. You need monies to go to maybe a vendor and give them the physical money.
Yeah.
And then they turn to a digital form, and then you can send to somebody. And then when you get to that end and you need the money, go to another vendor and then collect the money. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So the fiat have got a physical form that can also be digitized.
Okay.
Cryptos don't have a physical form. So we
Mm.
call
Mm.
them, they are, internet native.
Okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. And this is the internet when it was invented was supposed to be so, was supposed to have its own currency,
Mhm.
but they couldn't. Now we do. All right.
Wow.
Now, the utility of a crypto, okay, is what makes it so attractive and appealing. Why is that so? Okay, so if I want, I can send a Bitcoin to you. I'm using Bitcoin as an example, okay,
Yeah.
for all cryptos. A Bitcoin to you, as we are speaking, I can send a Bitcoin to you, and within what, maybe 10 minutes, you receive it,
Yeah.
okay? And then be able to send it to China, okay? So, and then there are no banking hours, so you can do it 24/7. All
Yeah.
right. If you want to send money to somebody, you have to go to the bank, and then the bank has to send to their corresponding bank. Okay. So the utility of crypto, and then the transaction cost is also very minimal.
Mm.
If you could do normal money transfer, it's so expensive. I mean, 7%, 4% to
Yeah.
transfer. You
That's
can,
true.
yeah, okay. So, and then the settlement, okay, I don't want to go. Settlement is when you actually receive the money. And then the transparency, okay. So this is what made crypto, very appealing. But
Mm.
then the problem was that, okay, crypto is appealing, but you, it is not, it's very volatile. The price, like I said, okay.
That is
I,
it.
I don't want to go back into, yeah, I mean, even as you said, Bitcoin was, let's say, it went up to 119,000, and it's
Mm-hmm.
back to 116 and 117. Okay. So if you want to use it as a means of, because there are basically three uses of money. Let's talk about, go ahead, back a bit, the
Yeah.
concept
Let's go.
of money. Okay. Money is a store of value,
Mm-hmm.
it's a medium of exchange,
Yeah.
and a unit of account. That is the purpose of money. Okay. And cryptos meet all three. But the problem is that if it has to be a medium of exchange, then the problem is that it's not that stable. So if, let's say, you have a Bitcoin and then you want to send it to somebody, and by the time it settles, or if you want to store it, then use it, let's say, to buy a vehicle or a house later, which is, let's say, $100,000. And then by the time that you're ready, the thing has gone down to 99. It means you can't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that lack of stability of the crypto. So the utility is great. It is fast, it is
Mm-hmm.
cheaper, it's 24/7 and all those things, but it wasn't stable.
Okay.
Then it comes to the stable coin.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So then I don't want to go, look, I can go deeper, deeper, but
Yep.
then I'm just going to give you surface level because of time.
Mhm.
Okay. So first of all, it was you know, there was a company before, but Tether, which is USDT,
Yeah.
came up in 2015. There was one before that in 2014. I won't go there because okay. And said, okay, we will issue a crypto, okay, which is one to one of the US dollar.
Mhm.
Means the price will never fluctuate. It will
Perfect.
always be the same.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So instead of one Bitcoin, changing prices with 2, 3 days, if you have one Tether or one USDC, the price will be stable. That way, it can store a value. You can use that as a store
Mm.
value.
Mm.
So then I can send it cross-border to anybody, and then they receive it. You keep it for 10 days, 15 days, it's still the same $1.
Mm.
Okay. So it becomes stable. And the reason why, for it to be stable, you need to have a collateral. Hmm? So it means that if you have one stable coin, okay, and you decide, okay, today I want my money. Hmm? If it's Bitcoin, the price can change.
Yes.
If it's stable coin, the reason why it doesn't change, so it has all the features of a digital currency,
Mm.
but the price is stable. So when you want your dollar and you go, you still get what, $1.
Okay. Gadgets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that is why it is called a stable coin. So you have a Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is the stable.
Yeah.
And then people said, okay, how do we even trust? Because there were people like
Yeah.
Terra Luna and other companies that issued stable coins that were not, later on, investors lost their money again. So it's okay, for it to be assured, then we need to regulate it. It means you have to bring the state in, and then for you to be able to make it stable, the collateral has to be a short-term security. Either it's cash, you have an actual cash US dollar
Mm-hmm.
that you give to, let's say, a bank or a
Yeah.
trust company and say, keep it. Mhm. Or you sort of use what is called a short-term US government T-bill, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which is very, very liquid that you can turn into cash quickly.
Yeah.
And then give it to a third person as collateral for them to keep. So, and once they have that, then you can issue stable coins against it.
Mm. Okay.
So that is what it is, okay? Um, in a nutshell. I mean, I don't know how deep you want me to go.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm
I
trying
think.
to
I
keep
think.
it
I think it's
surface
good.
level, you know?
Yeah. That is that. See, this explanation is very good. It's for some of us, right? Some of us who are not deep into crypto, who doesn't even know what is Web3 is, who doesn't even know what is like blockchain, right? So I think it's good. For me, this is the first time I'm getting this explanation. Even the stable coin and also the Bitcoin, right? Because I was thinking, so okay, crypto, cryptocurrencies, okay. So let's say Bitcoin, stable coins. What is the difference? So I think you are now explaining to me. So I think to me it's the explanation is very good. My next question will be now the regulators who like because you see, do we need regulators for these arts, these stable coins? Because we don't know which. So the question I mean to ask is which federal agencies are the primary regulators for these stable coins?
Okay. So yeah, that is what the act actually clarifies. Okay. Uh, the whole digital currency Bitcoin thing, US had, three jurisdictions that were all of them were claiming, jurisdiction for digital currencies.
Mm.
You have the Securities and Exchange Commission, okay?
Yes, yeah.
And then the CFTC, that's
Mm.
Commodities Futures,
Oh, exchange.
Trading.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They tend to regulate commodities and then the futures market, okay?
Mm. Mm.
And then you also have the OCC, the Office of the Controller of Currencies, okay?
Mm.
Um, so now the Genius Act clarifies everything, okay? who has jurisdiction? First of all, they had to make a distinction. One of the reasons why crypto regulation has been a bit difficult is that the SEC wanted to classify cryptos, okay, as securities. When I say
Mm.
securities, you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, like stocks and bonds,
Talk me, yeah.
okay. When they are securities, then they come under their remit. Okay?
Okay.
And then yeah, okay, because they control securities.
Those
Yeah,
ones.
okay. Yeah. Um, and then the OCC controls currencies. And then the CFTC controls commodities. Okay, okay.
Mm,
So when you have Bitcoin ETFs and things, it goes under it. Okay. So now the Genius Act, okay, clarifies everything and says that okay, the only stable coins that you can issue by these what we call them the permitted payment stablecoin issuers, like
okay.
PPSIs,
Mm-hmm.
okay? They can only issue currency stablecoins. Means
Oh.
that you cannot issue a stablecoin that can also earn interest or something. Okay. I don't want to get into that. That becomes a see, there's an issue of corporate finance and things mixed in that. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to stay very simple with stablecoins. Okay. All
Simple,
right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So the just to answer your question, yes. So now the Genius Act clarifies that they will uh there's an agency that most of the SEC that would license okay these people that are permitted to issue stablecoins.
Mm.
Now already remember that there are giant stablecoins already. In fact, the market capitalization or value of stablecoins now is over 220 million, $220 billion. Hmm? And so the major ones are Tether, which they issue the
Yeah.
USDT, and there's
Okay.
Compound, that's Circle, okay, that issues the USDC, okay,
Mm.
yeah, by Circle, okay. So, and then
Okay.
of course you have all the rest, okay.
Okay.
There's PayPal has got some PYUSD. There's one by Binance, So there are a few. All these ones they are already being regulated. Means that they have collateral, okay, that are being supervised by banks and
Mm-hmm.
accounting firms, saying that
Okay.
yes. So if Tether has about 70% of the market, means that Tether is it has a value of $150 billion of
Yeah.
stable coins in the market,
Mm.
okay?
Mm.
So that means that they have $150 billion worth of US securities backing them up.
Mm.
These collateral are with regulated banks in the US, and
Okay.
accounting firms are watching. Okay, so when you have one USDT, you're confident that this thing won't give you any problems.
Mm.
Okay, so that's how so the Genius Act actually regulates that and makes people feel confident and comfortable. But so let me add this before. Okay, so this is the market capitalizations of stable coins that are in the market. But the volume of transactions that they supported, even back in 2023, okay, was $6 trillion.
Wow.
$6 trillion.
That's huge sums of
So,
money.
so means that almost all the cross-border transactions that you see, you sending money to Ghana and all
Yeah.
those things, the back end are stable coins. You see, blockchain is a back end uh, technology. So if you're on the front end, I mean, you interacting with your computer, you don't see the blockchain.
Anything.
It's a back end thing. So you interact with your website or app, you give it instructions, and it deals on the back end with the blockchain. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because blockchain is Web3. I don't want to get too technical. So
Yeah,
what me
those
and you are
ones.
doing, the normal internet that we're dealing is Web2. Blockchain is
Okay.
Web3. It's a different level of, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's Web3. But
Mm.
your front end deals with that. So you don't see it.
Mm.
So even though the market cap of stablecoins is $220 billion, the transactions that they supported
Mhm.
in 2023 alone was over $6 trillion. So it tells you that. I think your question was, or the Genius Act,
Yeah,
was it
so
revolutionized? Mhm.
yes, and also who regulates the stable coins? Because as you made mention of it, there are these federal agencies that regulates these kind of as you said, currency, commodities, and those kind of stuff. So for stable coins, which federal agency would be regulating these stable coins?
Okay, so you don't, when you say that there's no regulation, remember that this thing is operating on the blockchain.
Yes.
All you have to do is to license the person and say that, okay, me, let's say I want to issue a wallet stablecoin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you want to issue a wallet stablecoin, you need to be licensed,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that, and to be licensed, it means that for every wallet um, stablecoin that you
Stable coin.
issue, you have to post, let's say, a dollar of collateral with, let's say, Citibank.
Okay.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So Citibank has to then says, okay, Wale is issuing, let's say, 10
Stable,
stable coins.
stable
It
coin.
has posted 10 uh,
US dollars.
dollars with us to
Mhm.
support that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is all. So when you're licensed, that's what it is. Now,
Ah,
your license is just like licensing the bank. You license the
okay.
bank operates,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then you have the banking supervision of the central bank
Mm-hmm.
goes in every month to make sure that they are operating within the law.
Oh, okay. I get it. I
Okay?
get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now.
So the basic thing is the collateral that you're posting to
Put
say
in
that, oh, now my thing is, well, I have 10 stable coins and I've got $10 worth,
$10 worth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're posting, let's say, short-term securities, like
Mm-hmm.
let's say T-bills, and the value of T-bills fall, the bank will ask you to post more.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
T-bills, the price
Yeah.
too can go up and down. Okay.
It's
All right.
volatile as well. Yeah.
So basically, that's what it is.
Okay. Okay. So now from that perspective, I want to know this thing. So assuming for example, an issuer, if this issuer becomes, let's say, insolvent, right? How does this act prioritize?
How do they become insolvent? Because
So,
if you become
mhm,
insolvent, it means, but your collateral is with Citibank. Let me just say.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. So it
So that's what
the
I'm
issuer
saying.
doesn't the
You
issuer
have
doesn't
10
become.
stable coins
Mm,
and you have $10 with Citibank. It is not with
mm.
you. Hmm?
Oh, okay,
So when you're
okay.
insolvent,
Mm-hmm,
we take and you have two stable coins. I have two stable coins. I go to
mm-hmm,
Citibank and then
mm-hmm.
they give me the $2 back.
Ah, I get it. So it doesn't. Oh, wow. That. I think this artist, as the name implies, genius as this because it helps in, for example, some of the banks. So what happened in Ghana? Some of these things that happen in Ghana. So in stable coins, these things won't happen.
Okay. So yeah, but see, even in terms of, we also have that in banking. Every
Mm-hmm,
bank in US and Canada, even in Ghana.
mm-hmm.
So when is the bank? They always have a minimum amount. Let's say in US and Canada, it's about $60,000. That is insured.
Mm-hmm,
So let's say if you have upward of $60,000, that's when you lose a lot.
mm-hmm.
Okay? So yes, if let's say you have $10,000 in the with a bank, let's say Bank of New York,
Yeah.
and then they go bankrupt. The there's an office, I've forgotten the name, that has that insurance money and that will give it to you. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the difference between a stable coin and a Bitcoin is that that's why it's stable. If
Mm-hmm,
not, then it can't be stable.
mm-hmm.
Because as you said, you will tell me that it's stable, and but you go bankrupt, and I don't have recourse for my money. And that is why I was
Mm,
trying to make a case. There was a case in 2022, Terra Luna, they had stable coins that went under because that was an algorithmic, stable coin. Okay, I don't want to get into, but it wasn't a collateralized stablecoin. It wasn't, okay. We also have
yeah.
what is called a DEX. I mean, stablecoins that sit on the internet, that is not issued by one company. Okay, they're controlled by smart contracts. Smart
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I've heard the name. So I
Okay,
don't read.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just want to stay within your remit so I don't
Yeah,
digress, okay?
I don't
If
want
you
us
want
to
to, we
go
can have
overboard.
another section.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can have another section on that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think my next follow up will be so these acts. What will be, let's say, the impact on payments going forward? So DeFi, let's say the dollar dominance that we have. Like, what will be the impacts? The acts, the impact on these. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'll tell you the reason why even US has had to pass the Genius Act.
Mm-hmm.
They consider that to be a national security issue.
Okay.
Okay. I was in the middle of May. I went to this huge blockchain conference. It's called
Oh
Consensus
yeah,
2025.
yeah. I think I streamed some bit of it. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's Toronto.
yeah,
And
Toronto.
every guru was there. I mean,
Mm.
even Eric Trump, Trump's son,
Yeah,
they're
that's
also
what
into that.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, Larry, Kevin O'Leary from Shark
Mm.
Tank,
Yeah.
all these guys were there for 3 days. It was amazing. Okay.
Wow.
And even some of the senators from the US were there
Mm.
by video conferencing. The Genius Act. Okay, stablecoin is now a national security risk. Okay. And I'll just give you a brief explanation of that. You know how I say, stable coins are backed by liquid assets.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it could be US government securities. All right. All right. Um, who holds the majority of US securities? Is
Mm.
Japan and China.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Japan holds over $1 trillion of US securities. China holds about 800 billion dollars.
Yeah.
Canada has about 300, billion. Okay. The reason why it is a national security threat is that I remember when President Trump came up with the levies and all those things, okay? Uh, China and Japan, with the Canadian Prime Minister, Macron, decided to step in, okay? Of course, the stock market was going down and all
Mm,
those,
yeah.
the president wasn't cared because he knows he can come back. What really hit the president was when bond yields started rising, okay? And I don't want to be
Go there as
technical,
well. Yeah.
okay? All right. And the reason why it started rising is that there was a concerted effort between Japan and China to dump these bonds on the
Oh,
market.
not to invest again.
No, no, no. They have the bonds.
Oh.
Yeah. So you sell a big portion. So when you
Mm.
do that to the market, you increase supply. When you increase supply, prices go down,
Go
like
down.
everything. And when prices go down, bond yields go up. Okay. You take it that. I mean, I don't have to explain. Okay.
Yeah.
And every credit in the US, from your mortgage, your student loan, your car loan,
Yeah.
your credit cards, is priced off, that yield. So it was going to affect everybody.
Everything.
That's when the president's phone started ringing. Hmm? So now, what the US realizes is that they don't want to concentrate these assets, the short-term securities, in the hands of a few people like China and then Japan.
Mm.
So when you issue stable coins, now the stablecoin companies are going to be the ones buying these securities to back the stablecoin. What
Okay.
happens is that the stablecoins will be owned by a billion people and it's not concentrated. So they cannot take any action unilaterally against the US. That is a national security thing. And I tell you, this realization, that is why they said they consider stablecoins as a national security issue. That is why you had the Genius Act passed
Okay.
both,
Mm.
okay? Because every stablecoin issuer needs to buy a liquid asset, and the liquid assets are US treasuries. So if they're buying them from the market, okay, it means that if you have 10 stable coins, you have $10 worth of US securities that's backing your stable coins.
Yeah.
Hmm? All right. Okay. So I don't want to get too technical, but these are the issues. So back to your question. I don't know what the question that you asked.
So
Um,
I was asking now what will be the impact of these acts on the payments, right? So let's say the DeFi payment, yeah, those payment, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay. All
the
right.
dollar
Now,
dominance, yeah.
good. Same way, like I said, cross-border payments. When you send money across borders already, and that's what I'm trying to, even 2023, you see, stablecoin is not a new thing. So the $6 trillion that I said was the market volume for stablecoins was in 2023.
Yeah.
The Genius Act was just passed.
2025.
So it is what happens is that stablecoins are operating, but you didn't have a legal framework, and they were being regulated. They are regulated, but now you want to have a legal framework. So you have US a few of them that were issuing, but when you pass a law, now then you're going to have a lot of people that are issuing stablecoins. That
Mm.
becomes the next stage of money. So
Okay.
money that as we know it. I mean, you live in the US.
Hmm.
I was in Canada for 11 weeks. I left Ghana in the middle of April and spent 11 weeks in Canada and then came back in the beginning of July last month. For those 11 weeks, I never saw cash. Yeah, I never saw the Canadian dollar. Everything was credit card. Even if I'm buying water for $2, it's credit
Yeah.
card. So we all realize that cash is just gone out of the system.
Mm.
Hmm? But we are still using cash, okay, from the bank, which is still not a digital currency. All right. And since we're going to be internet native, the only thing that eventually will help us to be internet native will be the cryptos.
Okay.
Okay. Because now we still have the fiat now. So my trying to answer your question, already in 2023, stablecoins were backing $6 trillion of cross-border transfers.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is already having an effect. That's why I'm
Effect
saying
on
that
it.
you don't see it because it is a back end thing. Hmm?
Mm.
So now what is going to happen is that with the law being passed, now you're going to have more people, institutions, okay, that are now issuing stablecoins. I hear Walmart will issue their own stablecoin.
Wow.
Okay. So now, yes, what remember, the Walmart and then the other big shops have got their own low currency.
Costco.
When you buy,
Yeah.
yeah, what was it called? Yeah.
Is it
So
Costco?
no, no, Costco, oh, no, especially Walmart, they have their own low currency that when you buy something and they give it to you and then you can use it again. I've forgotten the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are loyalty programs. Okay.
Oh,
So they
okay.
give
Okay.
you,
The
yeah,
loyalty programs. Yeah. Costco also have
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Costco has it and all those things. Okay.
Mm.
Um, so now it already they have their own money. So you do it and they either give you a coupon. Hmm? Or even go
Yeah.
to a shop, you buy something, give you a coupon, and the next time present the coupon. Yes. So they issue their own stable coins. And instead now
Okay.
becomes so when you're on the internet, because these are physical forms, but now we are interacting with these things, okay, on the internet, on our phones. Okay.
Mm.
So, but let me give you an insightful use. This one going down the line, not today, but
Yeah.
down the line, in about a year's time. You ever heard of agentic AI?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. So agentic AI means that unlike Gen AI, okay, I go to ChatGPT,
Mm.
I'll ask a question, it gives me an answer, and then I take it and I do something with it. I perform some action with it. Agentic AIs, they're autonomous, means that you give them a set of goals.
Tax.
Oh, I want to fly to the US tomorrow. Okay. And it's going to go on the internet, search for prices, search for holiday spots, search for whatever it is, arrange for hotels, everything by itself. So you have a traveling, agent.
Agent.
That's what it's called. And it's a JJ. Okay.
Wow.
But how does it pay for these services? It said, okay, go and do these things. How does it pay for it? Stablecoins is what's going to link you up.
Wow.
See? And these things, it's not just the AI talking to maybe an agent. You can have an AI, agentic AI, talking to another agentic AI from a different company.
Yeah.
So now you get two machines that are talking.
Mm-hmm.
And the medium that one agent pays the other is through a stablecoin.
Mm.
Wally, I tell you, the world is changing. I mean, I went to that conference and I was blown away. See, the reason why the rich people always get rich is that they can
Rich.
see ahead.
Yeah, they can see
Okay.
the future. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Elon Musk has got $1 billion worth of Bitcoin between all the three companies. Got a billion
Yeah.
dollars worth of Bitcoin. These guys they know exactly what it is.
Wow. Wow.
I remember, yeah.
That's good. That's
So
good. That's good.
uh, the stablecoin act, okay, we realized that this is what it is because crypto was supposed to do that. But I realized,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if the Bitcoin is not stable, okay, and I give a goal to my agentic AI, by the time that they go to pay, the price would have changed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we have now is that stablecoin has become the conduit between DeFi,
Yeah.
decentralized
It's another
finance,
point.
and what is called the TradFi, the traditional finance, the finance that we
Okay.
have today.
Yeah. $1. Yeah.
Okay. So um, you have now the banks, not just the banks, the payment processors, Visa, MasterCard, they are all into it. Now,
PayPal.
MasterCard and Visa are integrating stablecoins into their infrastructure so that uh, you know how the vendors. So if you go buy something from Walmart or whatever, use your Visa card, okay? You there, you paid, you're okay, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But Walmart doesn't get paid about 4 or 5 days later
Yes.
before it settles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Right. If you use a stable coin, they get paid instantly.
Okay.
See, those are the utilities of the cryptos.
Mm-hmm.
Everything settles within minutes,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to our traditional uh, financial plumbing, the kind of plumbing that we have in our financial system. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It doesn't allow for these instant settlement. So
Mm-hmm.
now Visa's the most of the vendors Visa is working on their infrastructure to allow the vendors to be able to accept stablecoins. So you
Mm-hmm.
invest in stablecoins, you've got Tether, and you go, it's on your Visa card. Your Visa card
Yeah.
is connected to your bank accounts, it's also connected to your this thing, okay? And if it's time for you to pay, you can pay with your
Yes.
stablecoin. Okay. Or if
Okay.
the vendor, yes, the vendor can receive stable coins. So then now the POS machine, okay, is they're going to change it to also be able to accept another stable coin.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're asking about the effect, okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now consumer, even if you're a consumer, okay, all right, okay, what if I invest a portion of my money in stable coins, okay? Let's talk about this, okay? You want access to even for developing countries. Now in Ghana, let's say the dollar is what, 10 point something. But you
Yeah.
go to bank, you
10%.
can't even find it back. You can't,
Yeah.
no. It's artificial because you can't even find it back.
Yes.
Yeah? It is still, but Bank of, yeah, fine. That's if you can find it to buy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So having access to USD, okay, is a problem. But what if,
Have stable
I
coins.
cannot, Tether is issuing a lot of stable coins. I can buy
Mm-hmm.
USD.
Yeah.
Okay? And when I buy a portion of use my buy my USD, so instead of me keeping USD dollars under my mattress,
Mm-hmm.
I've got a stable coin
Stable
which is tied
coin.
to one-on-one to the US dollar.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So it's
it's
giving
so
access to
easy as
even
well.
developing countries. So that's why when you go to Nigeria and Nigerians are like the top stablecoin users almost in the world. You research
Mm.
and see
Okay.
because
Okay.
you can't find a dollar to buy.
Yeah.
But if I have like a Tether or a USDC, it's still $1.
Yeah.
And if I can send it and buy something in China, they will accept it.
Okay. 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 That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So m-
So mhm.
the other thing is, you see, now US is done with this, right? Now they've passed it. But what of the other countries? So, for example, Canada, UK, Singapore, let's say China, what are they doing? Are they also doing the same? Are they bringing because cryptocurrencies are like the whole world, right? So it's not only for US. So what are they doing?
Okay. All right. So US is even late to the game.
Oh,
So, oh yeah, they're late to the game. The rest of the world is ahead. The European Union has got what is called the MiCA, the markets in crypto assets.
yeah. Okay.
And under that, they have a framework for stablecoins.
Hmm.
Okay? They did that this about 2, 3 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. So whole European. If you go to Asia, Japan has it,
Oh, shit.
Singapore has it, China has it. Okay. And because we live the the reserve currency of choice for everyone in the whole world is the USD,
Yes.
US dollar. That is why even though when you have it, you, when US jumps into it, then becomes much easier for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Canada too has it. In fact, I was part of a project in Canada, um, a company that was coming up with um, what we called it the CST, the USD, the CDT, the Canadian, stablecoin. Okay,
Okay.
links it. But same way, that company has been going on for 2 years. Remember that if you're a stablecoin issuer, you need to be licensed.
Yeah.
That company, okay, was called the Blockchain Venture Capital Inc. in Toronto. Okay, and I was working with them. In fact, in
Okay.
Toronto. So they were seeking uh, a license from the Ontario Securities Commission.
Mm.
Okay, in Toronto, and it's been going on for 2 years. So licensing you alone takes quite a while.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, but Canada, we don't have uh the stablecoin act. In the
Mm.
US, the Genius Act is national. It is not
Yeah.
statewide. And so Canada, we don't have a countrywide policy on stablecoin yet,
Okay.
but it resides with the provinces. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so everyone is working towards that. But
Mm.
remember that because USD is accepted everywhere, even in Canada, even though it's not legal tender, if
Yeah.
I go to the bank and I want US dollars,
You
quickly.
get it.
In fact, even in own banking app, my own banking app, I go there, I can exchange my Canadian dollar for US dollar easily
Mm.
in my banking app. Mhm. I can
Yeah.
buy and
Yeah.
sell. I can change you. Yeah. So, and every country in the world. Yeah. So
E-
basically, the US was late to the market,
Okay.
but